What is happening, YouTube? Happy to have you again, Finns Nation, and all other NFL fans around the world. Got another game preview for you guys for our game against the Patriots up in Foxborough. I'm going to be going over the keys to the game and just giving my analysis on the matchup and going over the major keys and what the Dolphins can do to try and alleviate the massive loss, the massive margin that's probably going to take place up in Foxborough. You try to be positive, but it's not during this season. Everything's gone wrong for us, and got some positive things to discuss, but that will come through the video. Alrighty, guys, let's get to the vid. The number one thing that the Dolphins have to achieve if they have any sense of hope of this game is getting as much pressure as possible on Tom Brady. The Dolphins' defensive line, as of late, hasn't done a great job getting pressure on opposing quarterbacks. The Dolphins only have 2 sacks in our last 3 games, and those sacks came from the defensive tackles position from Sue and Phillips. Defensive ends, Cameron Wake, Branch, Harris, obviously have to do a much better job getting pressures, let alone sacks. If the Dolphins can't get to Brady and knock him off his rhythm, we've got absolutely no chance this game. Tom Brady and the Patriots offense are absolutely shredding up teams this year, averaging 304.5 yards per game through the air, which is absolutely insane, averaging 300 yards through the air. That's like that 2007 Patriots offense with Randy Moss, and they were just absolutely killing it. So he's back to that level of offense, 300 yards through the air every game. Oof, we're going to be in for a hell of a game. And they're averaging 400 yards of total offense per game. If the Dolphins secondary aren't on the same page and executing out their assignments, while also playing tight coverage, we're in for an extremely long day up at Foxborough. Brady's coming into this game on absolute fire. Last game against the Raiders, he completed 81% of his passes, which is just astronomical, for 339 yards, which with 131.9 passer rating, absolutely killed it. And the week before, against the Broncos on Sunday Night Football, he completed 73% of his passes for 266 yards and 125.4 passer rating. And that impressive stat line came against the no-fly zone, one of the best defenses in the league. What those insane passing numbers pretty much tell us is that it's up to the defensive line in the front 7 to set the tone up front and contain the run game, while at least making Brady feel uncomfortable in the pocket. So if we don't do a good job of getting pressure, we've got absolutely no chance in this game. No chance at all. And we all know it. Now the Patriots' other side of the ball, the defense, tells a completely different side to the story. Even though the defense is much improved in the last handful of games, the same personnel have given up a boatload of offense through a lot of the season. The Patriots are giving up 400 yards of offense and 282 pass yards a game, which both rank dead last in the league. So if the Dolphins have any chance in this game putting up points, it's through the air, especially how well Matt Moore played last week against the Bucs. The Patriots aren't doing much better against the run either. They rank 25th in the league, giving up more than 100 yards on the ground. We really have to do a much better job getting either Drake or Williams going and sticking with it. That's really been our bread and butter this year. When we get the running game going, we win, but it's going to be pretty hard now with Ajayi gone. Those wins came with Ajayi putting up, more than 100 yards on the ground. If we go down a couple scores early, obviously Gase will go away from the running game. But if we keep the score at a respectable reach, we have to establish a run, as it's so crucial to our success. So we've got to try and keep the game close at the beginning of the game. But the Patriots have shown this year to come out flying and usually score on their first or second drive. On defense, we have to try and get the linebackers in a much better position where they're not too much of a liability on the field. They've been struggling covering the middle of the field as of late. The Patriots have so many weapons on offense that it's probably going to be impossible to achieve, hiding the linebackers in coverage. But we have to give a lot of the tight end coverage responsibilities to our safeties, McDonald and Jones. I think they're both highly capable. They're both big safeties. McDonald's 6'2", 223 pounds, and Rashad Jones 6'1", about 215 or 220. tight ends have been killing us this year through the middle of the field, like I said before. Thinking about all the ways that the Patriots can attack us just absolutely blows my mind, to be honest. All we can hope for is for the defense to play back at the level we were playing at earlier on in the year, and just playing as a cohesive unit on all levels. That's all we can hope for. It would be a complete miracle if we won this game, but I think most of us know, as Dolphins fans, and we can agree that we stand no chance. The Patriots defense might not be performing well across the whole season, but it shows just how great Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are, as the offense has carried them to an impressive 8-2 record. You don't normally see that offense carrying a whole team. Usually it's a defense, but they're just, with Josh McDaniels too as offensive coordinator, their offense just runs on all cylinders every game. It really is spectacular to watch, and it really is the complete opposite of what we've had at quarterback. They've just had so much stability with Belichick and Tom Brady. It's something that the Dolphins are striving for, and that's pretty hard with Tannehill's injury, so hopefully he can stay healthy for many years to come. But we all know that Tannehill has his weaknesses too. All we can hope for is the best outcome that we're capable of, and look forward to Week 13 against the Broncos, especially how much of a mess their quarterback situation is, just like ours. Paxton Lynch is probably going to get the start, and that really works well for us, especially with our attacking style defense. We really do much better against younger, less experienced quarterbacks than veterans. Veterans seem to be carving us up this year, so hopefully we can do a better job. But getting that pressure on Paxton Lynch. We're going to be facing the Bills a couple of times too later on in the year, so if Nathan Peterman starts, it's going to be an absolute plus for us. The Bills just really know how to shoot themselves in the foot. Tyrod Taylor had him going, at the start of the year, and as soon as he struggled, they went away from him. They're even more of a mess than us, the Bills and Patriots. The Bills and Jets. If Nathan Peterman starts, that is going to be absolutely awesome for us, because our defense does struggle against very mobile quarterbacks like Tyrod Taylor. He's a supreme athlete, and I think if Peterman was in there, we'd wreak absolute havoc on him. So hopefully Peterman starts in those two matchups, but if he doesn't and Taylor starts, it's going to be much harder games for us. What we can do is pray for this game against the Patriots up in New England. All we can do is just cross our fingers and just hope that we don't get blown out by 30 or 40 points, and hopefully the offense has some great consistency and moves the ball early on, and the defense, like I said, gets pressure on Tom Brady. If that happens, we might be able to keep it at a respectable margin, but if that doesn't happen, we're going to be in for a hell of a game, and we're going to get absolutely killed, and we're going to end up being depressed like we are now at the start of the week because of the Dolphins' poor play. But hopefully they put up a fight, but we haven't done that in New England for many years. The only games that we've beaten New England is in Miami, so hopefully we can get that job done when they come down to Miami, but just hoping for the best. Alrighty guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Fins up, baby.